So today, we are going to be using ChatGPT to rate popular streetwear brands in a tier list ranking. So let's just get right into it. We've got the classic tier list ranking, starting at S, going down to trash. Pretty self-explanatory. I feel like most of us have seen one of these before. But let's get ChatGPT on the same page as us. I need to ask it some things here. So ChatGPT, are you familiar with how a tier list ranking works?
Absolutely, Andrew. I'm familiar with tier lists. A tier list ranks items like characters, brands, outfits, ideas, etc. into hierarchical categories, usually labeled from chasse, the best, down through A, B, C, D, and sometimes F, the worst. Want to make one? I can help with the rankings, the reasoning, and even visuals if needed.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make one all right. So I'm gonna have you rank streetwear brands, popular brands from S tier down to F tier. But C tier we're gonna call mid, and F tier we're gonna call trash. The rest are normal.
Perfect. Love the flavor. Mid for C tier and trash for F tier gives this list the exact punch it needs. Let's lock in the structure.
Already glazing
S tier,
Already
God
glazing.
level, genre defining, untouchable. A
Thank
tier,
you,
great,
ChatGPT.
consistent, respected. B tier, solid, has merit but not legendary. Mid C tier,
not
overhyped,
legendary.
uninspired, or just fine. D tier, flawed, declining, or trying too hard. Trash F tier, embarrassing, derivative, or cash grabby. Now, throw me the list of streetwear brands you want ranked.
Okay, the first brand we're doing is Puma.
Let's call it like it is. Puma is fine. It's not offensive. It's not revolutionary. It sits in that weird space where it could be cool, but rarely is. They've had some decent collabs. Rihanna's Fenty line made some waves, but their design language and brand perception don't move culture in the way others do. They're like the kid who shows up to the party wearing decent shoes, but no one remembers what they wore.
This is not bad. Okay, honestly, not bad ranking. That's similar to where I'd put it. Mid-tier is a good place to start. All right, ChatGPT, next is Rude.
Oh, I've heard of Rude. And yes, spelled like a license plate made by someone who vapes in a G-Wagon. Rude. Let's be real. Rooted wants to be an A tier. It thinks it's an S tier. But when you strip away the moody lookbooks, overpriced graphic tees, and faux luxury vibes, you're left with a brand that's basically hot topic for guys with money and commitment issues.
Okay, honestly hilarious and somewhat accurate, I would say. Obviously, it's joking on the way the brand is spelled, RHUDE. But that actually comes from the owner, as we know, Ruigi. And funny enough, I got to meet him once, actually. He was at a little pop-up that he did before Rude got really big and had, big celebrities like Jay-Z wearing it. But yeah, okay, Rude, D tier. All right, next brand is Timberland. Go.
Oh, yes. Let's talk Timberland.
Oh,
Timberland.
yes.
B tiers are iconic, especially the 6-inch wheat boot. They've crossed cultures, from construction sites to street corners to rap videos in the early 2000s. But beyond that one legendary silhouette, Timberland isn't exactly pushing the envelope. They're not a streetwear brand in the modern sense, but they've earned their place in the conversation through sheer cultural penetration. Hence the spot. Still, the rest of their lineup rarely hits. Try to name 5 other Tims. Exactly.
Okay, once again, I basically agree. Iconic heritage brand, will always be relevant, but isn't anything crazy. All right, ChatGPT, Nike is up next. I'm interested to see where you put it.
Let's not even pretend we're conflicted about this. Nike is streetwear. From Air Force
S-tier,
Ones
dang,
to Dunks
okay,
to
I
Air
see
Maxes to
you.
Jordans. Yes, still under Nike. They've defined generations of style and youth culture. They're the rare brand that's just as relevant to a kid in high school as they are to a grown man trying to flex at brunch. And despite being a massive corporate entity, they somehow still know how to tap the pulse of what's next.
Okay, yeah, Nike S tier. I mean, I agree. I'd put it at least A tier, honestly. So I'm not mad about that. Not mad at all. Okay, next brand up is Lacoste.
Ah, Lacoste.
Ah.
The OG tennis core croc with a streetwear side hustle. Lacoste. Mid, C tier. Lacoste is that brand your uncle wore to play golf in 2003, and that some European skater is somehow making look cool right now. They've got heritage, they've got quality, and they've dipped a toe into the streetwear pool, but it's more of a stylish cannonball from outside the main clique. Let's be honest. No one's lining up for a Lacoste drop, but you might see a clean zip-up or polo and think, wait, that kind of goes.
Hey, that kind of goes.
They're not embarrassing, but they're not moving culture either.
Still on point. I am really surprised at how not upset I am with this list. I guess ChatGPT is like weirdly fly. Like, I don't know. All right, next brand is Fila.
This one hurts, but we gotta be honest. Fila had a moment, about 5 minutes long, during the chunky sneaker wave around 2018, when everyone suddenly decided to cosplay as Eastern European gym teachers. The Disruptor 2 got way more love than it deserved, and for a second, it seemed like Fila might be staging a comeback. Then, crickets. The moment passed, and Fila went right back to the clearance section where it came from.
Once again, fairly accurate. The next one I'm interested on, Levi's heritage brand. I still think they're very cool. I would put it at least A tier personally. So let's see what it says.
Levi's, A tier.
A tier.
Levi's
okay.
might be the most universally loved brand in the game. We're talking classic, iconic denim.
Yeah, who doesn't
You can walk
love
into any
Levi's?
corner of the world and find someone rocking a pair of 501s. They've been at the forefront of denim for decades. And whether it's through workwear or casual wear, they've influenced street style and culture far beyond just jeans. They may not push the needle in streetwear trends like Nike or Supreme, but when you're talking about reliable, lasting, and foundational pieces,
I feel like that means
Levi's is on that A-tier
means
pedestal.
That it's gonna put Supreme in
Why it's A-tier?
S tier. based on that
Timelessness.
comment.
Jeans, jackets, and fits that never really go out of style.
Yep, I agree. Levi's iconic for sure. A tier is a good spot for it. I'll take that. All right, so we got Jordan brand up next, which I'm very interested about in relation to Nike. Maybe it's gonna put it in like B tier or A tier. I think it's not mid for sure. I think it's above mid, but I don't think it's S tier either.
Let's go. Time to bow down to a giant. Jordan brand is not just streetwear, it's cultural architecture. This is the brand that took basketball, fashion, music, and identity and fused them into mythology. The Jumpman
Okay,
is more than a
that's true,
logo,
that's crazy.
it's a statement. Jordan brand doesn't chase trends, it creates them. Or better yet, it sits back while trends orbit it. Sure, resellers and hype culture have made some of it unbearable, but the influence is unmatched. From OG heads to TikTok teens, everybody either owns a pair of Jordans or wants to.
Okay. I mean, I'm not mad at it being S tier. I'd probably put it A tier. But I mean, if I'm being honest, I wear Jordan 1s still to this day more than any other shoe by far. So yeah, I'm not mad at it either. Next brand up is Guess.
Oh, this is gonna be a juicy one.
Weird noise.
D tier. Guess is like that ex who shows up 5 years later, thinking they're still hot, and for a brief moment you're like, maybe? But then you remember why you broke up. They were a big deal once, especially in the 80s and 90s, and they've tried to claw their way back into the streetwear conversation with capsule collections and throwback aesthetics. That ASAP Rocky X Guess collab? Fire. But that was a fluke, not a trend. Most of what they're putting out now is mallcore with a vintage filter slapped on.
All right. I mean, I'm not mad about that either. And honestly, yeah, it's not anything to brag about. I'm fine with it being in D tier. Now we're doing Ralph Lauren.
Ralph Lauren isn't just a brand, it's a mythology.
A-tier,
Polo has
okay.
managed to occupy a rare space: luxury, prep, and streetwear, all at once. From Ivy League campuses to Bronx housing projects, the Polo Pony has been reinterpreted, reappropriated, and rocked by just about every cultural group you can think of. Whether it's the lowlifes in the 90s turning Ralph into a street uniform, or today's low-key fits with vintage rugby pieces and oversized Oxfords, Ralph has always been part of the fashion language, never just a trend.
Totally fine with that one too. You know what? Let's skip the suspense. I want to do Supreme. I'm curious where it's going to put it. My guess, based on its prior responses and how it's referenced Supreme, is that it's going to be S tier for sure, which honestly, I would put at least A tier. I probably would put it S tier if I'm being honest.
Let's go. Time to address the box logo in the room.
Yes, it's time.
Supreme, S tier. Whether you love them, hate them, or hate that
Not
you love
mad
them,
about it.
Supreme is S tier. Full stop. They didn't just influence streetwear, they rewrote the entire playbook. Limited drops, Thursday releases, collabs that broke the internet, and a cult-like fan base that camped out for bricks and crowbars. Supreme took downtown NYC skate culture and made it a global luxury language. They turned scarcity into strategy, turned anti-fashion into high fashion, and somehow made people spend $500 on a hoodie that says, literally just Supreme.
Ooh, okay. I'm happy with that one. I'm happy. But next, I want to go with the opposite. I want one that it's going to rate low. So I'm going to go V-Lone, and I just really hope it goes low.
Let's be real. Vlone had a very short window where it was the edgy
F-tier.
underground darling
There
of
we
streetwear.
go.
The orange V on the back,
That's what I
you couldn't
wanted.
scroll through Instagram in 2017 without seeing it. ASAP Bari, ASAP Rocky, the whole mob gave it that Harlem heat. But then, scandal, oversaturation, creative stagnation, and the slow, painful realization that outside of the logo, there was nothing there. Vlone went from mysterious and hype to corny and loud real fast. It became that brand you see on fake drip TikToks and wish you hadn't. Why it's trash.
Yes, it is definitely
Design
the
quality,
brand of someone who wears
almost
fake clothes.
non-existent.
All right, so next I want to do Adidas because I'm curious how it's going to line up against Nike. I think Adidas is going to be A tier. I think it's A tier personally, but we'll see.
Big brand energy.
Don't do big brand energy.
Adidas is a heavyweight, no question. But in the streetwear realm, they've always been more of a runner-up than a ruler. They've had moments of brilliance,
I'll give you that.
sure.
I still think it's A tier.
Superstars, the Stan Smith revival, the whole Yeezy era before it imploded. But here's the deal. Adidas has never consistently led the culture. They react more than they innovate. They've tried the high fashion lane. Y3, Raf Simons, the skate lane, the retro sports lane, and sometimes it clicks. But not enough of it sticks.
Okay, I'm not like crazy upset or anything, but personally I think that's a little low. But okay, B tier it is. All right, the next brand is Arc'teryx.
Arc'teryx. A tier. Arc'teryx used to be the gear nerds' best kept secret. Climbers, alpinists, backcountry purists. But now it's a streetwear darling, worn by dudes who've never seen a granite face in their life. And you know what? It works. Arc'teryx has transcended its origin story to become a high-performance fashion statement. What once screamed, "I live in Vancouver and fear avalanches," now whispers, "I drink matcha and know how to layer." The evolution is wild, and they've done it without really changing who they are.
All right, so now I want to do another one that I don't like. What should we do? Oh, Antisocial Social Club. This is so easily trash tier for me. It might be the most trash tier one in my opinion, so we'll see.
Strap in. Antisocial Social Club. Trash? F tier?
Yes.
Antisocial Social Club is the textbook
go,
definition of a
ChatGPT.
brand that peaked on Instagram and died in real life. It started with a vibe, depression is cool meets Tumblr core angst, and somehow became a full-blown hype machine. But once people actually received their orders, 3 months late, crumpled in a bag with graphics already peeling, the mask came off. This brand built a castle out of mystery drops, empty slogans, and faux exclusivity, and then refused to innovate. It's been the same hoodie with the same Helvetica font and the same tired energy for years.
Yep. One logo.
Why it's
done
trash.
Endlessly. All right, Carhartt next.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the blue-collar godfather, Carhartt. Carhartt is one of the rare brands that
Okay,
didn't intend to be
A-tier.
streetwear, but streetwear came to it
Harder
anyway.
than I thought.
Born from American workwear grit, Carhartt has been embraced by everyone from construction crews to Berlin DJs to New York skaters. And with Carhartt Whip work in progress, they
do
took the
love
legacy
Carhartt Whip.
and gave it a European twist with swagger.
Okay, I kind of want to do Bape now. It's iconic, but I think it's gonna be B here. I think it's definitely above mid, but yeah, I wonder what it's gonna think.
Ah yes, time to talk about the camouflage kingpin. Bape?
Okay, B was
B
right.
tier.
B for Bape.
Bape is legendary, no doubt. Founded by Nigo in the early 90s, it basically introduced Japanese streetwear to the West. The Bapesta? Iconic. Shark hoodies?
Bapesta?
Undefeated in 2012. Lil Wayne and Pharrell? Walking Bape billboards. It was loud, playful, and dripping in flex. And it became a symbol of status in an era before sneakers had bots. But here's the thing. Bape today is a shadow of its former self.
True.
Once Nigo left, the soul kinda did too.
Oh, I didn't even notice down here. Palace, one of my favorites. I would put it up at least A tier. I would put it S because I just like Palace personally.
S tier. Let's be clear.
Just what I
Palace is one of the
thought.
most consistent, boundary-pushing brands in the game today. From the get-go, it's been an effortless blend of skate culture, humor, and high fashion. Founded by Lev Tanju in 2009, Palace entered the scene with that distinctly British irreverence and hasn't slowed down. You get the skateboarder meets high-end streetwear vibe, but it's far more than that. Palace is a true streetwear brand that has its foot in the culture, and it has done so with effortless cool, crazy collaborations. Think Adidas, Raf Simons, Burberry, and a fan base that would die for a Triferg logo hoodie.
Okay, I want to do some ones that I don't like now. I'm thinking Essentials, Yeezy, Amiri. Let's do Yeezy. I think Yeezy should be like a D tier. I would have rated higher back in the day, especially my Adidas days, but these days it is D tier. I wonder if it's going to put it all the way to trash or give it its props for its moment that it had. So we'll see what ChatGPT thinks.
Yeezy,
Oh
the game
my
changer and
God.
controversial icon.
This is not it. This is the first one.
Let's be real. Yeezy's impact on
really
both
disagree
streetwear
with.
and sneaker culture is undeniable.
No way.
Kanye West didn't just make a shoe.
No
He reshaped the
way.
entire landscape of
I
high
can't believe
fashion,
it put it
athleisure,
S
and
tier. That
streetwear.
is so wrong.
His vision of futuristic
it was maybe
minimalism
A-tiered
with Yeezy
apart
Boost
at a certain
350s,
time,
the Yeezy
but
700 Ds, and his entire
no,
footwear line
no.
shifted what we considered cool in sneakers. Yeezy became a lifestyle more than just a brand. The Yeezy collaboration with Adidas brought a massive cultural shift. If Kanye's doing it, it's the future. The minimalist designs, neutral tones, and absurdly high resale prices created
get
an
at the
entire
massive cultural
ecosystem of hype
influence.
and exclusivity. Then,
I
Yeezy
still don't
season
like
apparel
S
was a
tier,
whole
that's
vibe in
too
itself.
high.
Oversized, monochromatic, street meets high fashion. Yeezy's legacy will live on for generations.
Oh man, I can't believe that one. That is crazy. I'm scared for the future now. This is the first time we've disagreed. What should we do? Next up, we're gonna do Essentials.
Essentials.
B tier.
B-Tiers, by Fear of
I'd
God,
probably
has
do
carved a
mid.
spot in the streetwear scene that's both practical and elevated. It's like the easy luxury of streetwear, offering that minimalist, high-quality aesthetic that feels effortless yet refined. You
I
want a
don't know. I
perfectly
think it's
oversized
mid.
hoodie or some high-waisted joggers? Essentials has you covered. The brand doesn't chase hype, but quietly dominates the basic space with an undeniable appeal.
All right, let's do Amiri.
Amiri has definitely
A-tier?
earned its place in the upper echelons of
You
luxury
freaking kidding me?
streetwear.
What happened to
Founded
our
by
great
Mike
lists?
Amiri,
We had
the
such a
brand
good
quickly
list.
became synonymous with luxury streetwear that blends LA
Oh,
rock and roll with
boy.
high-end fashion.
What the heck?
Think distressed denim, oversized jackets, and an almost rebellious sense of opulence.
All right, now I'm curious about Stone Island. I actually do like Stone Island. Some people wear it in this like bad hype beastie way, but I mean, I think the stuff they do with technical fabrics and everything is really cool and worthy of admiration. So let's see.
This is where technical meets streetwear.
A tier, okay.
Stone Island.
Not mad about it.
A
I'm mad
tier.
about it being
Stone
next to
Island is
Amiri,
one of those brands
but
that has
I'm not mad
earned
about it being
legendary
A tier.
status without the constant need for hype. Founded by Massimo Osti in 1982, it's all about technical innovation and functional style. Those infamous compass logo patches are like a badge of honor. Stone Island is the brand that's too cool for trends. It doesn't follow them, it sets them, especially in the realm of outerwear.
All right, now we're gonna do Stussy.
Ah, Stussy, the OG of streetwear.
The OG indeed.
S tier.
I'd probably do A, but I'm not
Stussy
mad
is the
about S at all.
grandfather
It
of
is
modern
the
streetwear,
OG
and there's no denying its
grandfather.
place in the S tier. Founded by Sean
Not mad
Stussy
at
in the
all.
early 80s in Laguna Beach, it's one of the brands that essentially defined the streetwear movement. From its roots in surf culture to becoming the face of skate and hip-hop, Stussy helped elevate streetwear to global cultural prominence.
Okay, let's do North Face. I'd call North Face at least B tier, probably A, personally. But I'm also biased as someone from the Pacific Northwest.
Ah, the North Face, a
Okay.
true icon in outdoor gear and now a
A
streetwear
tier
staple.
indeed.
The North Face, A tier.
Can't go wrong with a
Once
Nipsey
just an
jacket in
outdoor
winter.
brand, the North Face has gone through an incredible evolution to become a streetwear mainstay. Its mountain jackets, parkas, and puffer coats are functional, but they've also become fashion symbols, especially in the world of urban streetwear.
Okay, I want to do Obey. I think it's a one-trick pony, and I'd put it in trash. I wonder if it's going to bump it up for just, it's had its influence in just the logo, but we'll see.
Obey, the brand that brought art and streetwear together.
B is high, in my opinion.
Obey brand, B-tier Obey, was founded by Shepard Fairey, the street artist who became famous for his hope poster of Obama. What started as a graffiti artist's manifesto became a global movement. Obey isn't just a streetwear brand, it's art fused with fashion. The bold graphic designs and political undertones hit the streets with a message and aesthetic. But over time, it's had a hard time keeping up with the rapid pace of streetwear innovation.
Mid at best. Okay, we're gonna do 2 last ones. Let's do Champion and then end with Noah. And then after that, I'm gonna go eat lunch. So let's see. Okay, B tier, not
Champion
mad
B tier
for a lot of the,
is a brand that's had multiple lives.
Brands are getting
First as a provider of sportswear,
right
then
there
as a
with
vintage
Timberland
staple, and finally as a major streetwear player in recent years. In the past decade, Champion's streetwear resurgence has been nothing short of massive. With collaborations like Supreme, A Cold Wall, and Bape, Champion has gone from grandma's sweatshirt to high fashion essential. That reverse weave hoodie is a cult classic. And Champion's ability to tap into both affordability and functionality is why it still holds a place in the modern streetwear conversation.
Okay, and last but not least, Noah. I'd just say mid. It's fine. But it's going to rank it higher, especially if it put Amiri and some of these brands higher than that.
Noah, the mindful and conscious streetwear brand.
A tier, okay.
Noah,
fine with B.
A
I would have
tier.
done mid. A
Founded by
high.
Brendan Babenzian, former for Supreme creative director,
known it was gonna get
Noah
the
is one of
bump.
the best examples of a brand that balances streetwear culture with ethical values. Known for its preppy streetwear vibe, Noah is rooted in classic American sportswear, but with a modern edge.
Okay, and that's all for these brands today. I would not have done it exactly this way myself. I think the first half was almost perfect. The second half really went off the rails. Yeezy in S tier, Mike Amiri at A tier, Obey at B. Like, some of these were just way too high. But overall, I'm mostly surprised by how good ChatGPT was at ranking these, considering it's a robot that can't think. And so, yeah, I'm impressed. Maybe we'll do this for high fashion brands, luxury brands, stuff like that as like a separate category, or other type of streetwear stuff, or we'll have it like rank outfits or something. But yeah, that's it.